'Cause I don't want nobody change me now. 'Cause I like to be myself. If you're not agree, you can walk away. You can walk.
Alright guys, so it is the next day. It is Tuesday, February 8th, and it is 12 p.m. I am in my recovery room now upstairs, and they did bring us here last night. So pretty much what happened, the last clip you guys saw was when I had just gotten the epidural. So they broke my water around 2:30, and I started getting really bad contractions. Sorry, I just had somebody coming in. When you're in recovery, people come in and out literally all day. I have not gotten any sleep, and not only because of them coming in, but because I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the baby, and I'll show you guys the baby right now. He's actually sleeping right now. I have not had a chance to update you because last night they transferred us like around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I think. And then we got up here, and honestly we were just beat. We were tired, and baby was just crying often. Like, he was just crying so much, and I just, even though I was so tired and I really wanted to fall asleep, I couldn't because I felt like I just had to be watching him. He wanted to just be latched on, like he wanted to eat, so I just couldn't get any rest. But anyways, so yesterday things went by really fast. So after they broke my water, the contractions were coming back to back, and they were strong. Like they were strong. So Junior, as soon as they broke my water, he was like, hey, I'm gonna go downstairs and go grab a Monster. Do you want something? And within a split like 5 minutes that, you know, him and I were talking, that they had just broke my water, I was like, I was fine. So I was like, no, I was like, oh, bring me a chocolate for later. And he went to go grab his Monster. I kid you not, literally, like, he walks away. As soon as he walks out, like 5 minutes later, like the contractions start, like back to back to back. And they were so strong, they were so uncomfortable, they were hurting so much that I called the nurse, and I was like, I need you to order me an epidural. Like, I was like, I cannot. And I texted Junior, and I was like, I need you to come back up here right now. Like, I cannot take this. Like, it's so bad. And by the time he got up there, he didn't even take like 7 minutes. By the time he got up there, I was like literally already almost in tears. And as soon as he got there, the anesthesiologist got there too. They gave me the epidural. So I got the epidural around, I might be off a little bit with my timing, but it was roughly around 3 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock. It's okay, mi amor, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So roughly around 3 o'clock, and when I got the epidural, it took about 10 minutes still to kick in. So within those 10 minutes, I was still feeling the contractions, and it was horrible. But anyways, right after that, once the epidural kicked in, like, I was chilling, like I was fine. I felt no pain. I felt finally I was so comfortable. I think I even took a nap. I think I took like an hour and a half, probably 2 hour nap. And then I woke up around 5:30ish. I was like texting, and I was updating my friends, my family, and I was just sitting up on the chair. No, I was laying back. I was like laying back on the chair, and the nurse kept coming in, and she was like, remember, let me know if you feel any pressure. Let me know if you feel any pressure. And I was like, okay, but I wasn't feeling anything. So, but then again, I was like laying back, like my bed was laid back like this, so I was almost flat. And then I remembered, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, how is, like, I'm still in labor, even I have an epidural, but I'm still in labor. So I was like, how is the baby gonna descend if I'm just like laying flat? So I put my bed on an incline, and then I felt like I felt something. Like I didn't feel like a drop or anything. Like I remember feeling something, but I didn't think it was anything. So I was just like, what I had learned was, you know, gravity helps the baby descend. So anyways, I was like, I think this might be doing something. So I sit up, and it was like 5:30ish or something, and the doctor comes in. No, not the doctor, the nurse. Our nurse, by the way, she was amazing. Like, she made this happen, honestly. Like, she was amazing. She comes in at 6 o'clock, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna check you. Remember, I got the epidural at 3 o'clock, around 3 o'clock. So she comes in at 6, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna see if you're dilating or if anything's happening. And so I'm just chilling in bed, you know, I'm not feeling anything. And so she takes my blanket off. She looks and she's like, oh wow. She's like, we're gonna have a baby. And Junior looked at me, and he looked at her, and he was like, oh, what do you mean? Is it almost time? And she's like, yep. She's like, he's right there. And she's like, oh, when? Like we still, like, it wasn't registered. We were like, what? Because it had only been 3 hours, like literally 3 hours. And she was like, his head is right there. I was like, oh my god. Junior like immediately like got up, like he started calling his parents. He called my he called my mom to let them know like the baby was about to come. And while she was preparing, she was like, okay, I'm gonna prepare everything. She called everybody in. She's like, okay, he's right there, you guys, he's right there. At that moment, like my whole body, and the nurse explained this to me later, she said it was the adrenaline, but like at that moment my whole body started shaking, and like uncontrollably, like I was just shaking. And not that I was scared or nervous or anything, I was just started shaking. And Junior's over there freaking out. Everyone's getting ready, and literally we do one practice push, and she's like, okay. She's like, oh my gosh, he's right there, he's gonna come out right now, you're not gonna push for long. And so I'm thinking, with Ethan, I pushed about 45 minutes to an hour. And so when she said I'm not gonna push that long, so I'm like, okay, you know, that's typically how long it usually takes, so I'm probably gonna push for like another 45 minutes to an hour. And so I was expecting that, right? And so she calls a doctor in, and the doctor comes in, and she looks at me, and she's like, okay, well, so when you get the contraction, like, just start pushing. And so I literally pushed for 5 minutes. Like, I pushed probably I don't know, I pushed for like 5 minutes, and he was out, you guys. Like, he just came out, and as soon as he came out, he let out a cry. Like, as soon as he came out, he started crying. It was just amazing. Like, it was just crazy, because we were not expecting it to happen that fast, like, at all. Like, 3 hours, what? Like, that is crazy. The fact that I fell asleep, the fact that I wasn't feeling anything anymore, we were just thinking like we were in for another long night, or another long day, because we were in for a long night, because we didn't think anything was happening. But I didn't even feel like, when she took the blanket off, she saw like that there was like the bloody show, you know. I don't know if it was like the mucus plug with like bloody show, they call it. So I guess there was like blood already all down there, like my mucus plug had already came out and everything, and I did not feel it. Like, I didn't even feel any of that. That's crazy. With the epidural, I had, you know, I had just gotten the epidural 3 hours earlier, so it was still pretty new, so I couldn't feel it. But she saw it, and she was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have baby. And everything just happened so fast. Like, everything happened like this. Like, as soon as she checked me, like, it happened so fast. So he was born at 6:24. She checked me at 6, started preparing, started calling everybody in. By the time the doctor came in and everything, and then we can only push during contractions. So yeah, I mean, he was born at 6:24, you guys, and it was such an amazing experience. Like, I was not expecting like such a peaceful and such a good experience labor. Like, honestly, it was, I would have 10 more babies if all of my labor, if all my experiences were the way this one was. But yeah, and so that's what happened. And then we stayed there for like 2 more hours for recovery, and then and then they sent me, and then they brought us upstairs to our own room where we will continue to recover, me and the baby. And this is where we've been since. We are going to get discharged tonight though. You have an option to stay 24 or 48 hours. It's up to you, but I'm ready to go home. I do not want to stay a second day, so I'm just gonna get discharged tonight if everything is well with him and everything is good with me, and my OB and the pediatrician decide to discharge us, then we can go home tonight. But yeah, let me show you guys the baby. I'm right here. This is my baby boy. But yeah, Junior actually left for a little bit. He went to go take a shower, change his clothes, but he will be back soon. Right now I'm waiting for my lunch. They're gonna bring me lunch, and yeah, we're just here chilling, waiting for Daddy to come back. And yeah, just this actually has been the longest he slept, because like I said, I don't know if he just wasn't getting full. My milk my milk hasn't entirely came in, so he's just eating colostrum right now, which is not a lot, and I don't think he obviously doesn't get full because it's not a lot. So he cries a lot because he wants to keep eating, like he wants to more. So every like 10-15 minutes I was having him latch on so he can eat, but earlier he was on for like a good like 25 to 30 minutes. Like he was on there, and he actually fell asleep in my arms, and then I transferred him to his bed, and he's been sleeping since then. So he probably got a good amount or something, I don't know, or he's probably just tired, because like I said, last night he did not sleep like this at all. So yeah, that's all I have for the update. And ay, pero qué ojos. Mucho así, a ver. Ay, espérate. Ay, pobrecito. Hay que lavarle la cabeza. Mejor hay que lavar la cabeza nomás así, a ver. Sí. A ver.
La cabecita así nomás.
Ándale, sí, así.
Sí. Yo, mi vida, ya, mi amor.
Ya. Aquí está el vaso, si la quiero echar. Sí, con acá conocemos con la esponja.
Sí, para que no se le vaya de más.
Sí, no.
Ya, mi amor, ya.
Ajá, caliéntaselo porque está medio... Ay,
Ay, qué bonito bebé. Ay, qué bonito. ¿Qué le están suavizando su cabecita? Ya, mi vida, ya, mi amorcito, ya. Ya, mi pedacito, ya.
está calientita, ¿verdad?
Oh,
You like it?
Mi amor. Agüita, mi vida.
Si le gusta. También viene la costita.
Sí, cierto, le voy a dar la costillita. Ahorita que está dejadita. Ya, mi amor, ya.
Se nos mea.
Acá tiene pedazos de costras.
Sí. Ostras.
Ya, mi amor, ¿le doy otra vez?
Sí.
Está muy fría también.
Sí, pues ponle más calientita.
¿Dónde está la caliente?
Para arriba.
¿Para arriba?
Sí, no tanto porque se
No,
calienta
pues
en la
ahorita de
tierra.
poquito a poquito. Ahorita la voy a checar.
¡Ay, qué guapo! Con ese pelo.
Qué fría. Cuando cae en la cabeza cae más fría.
Aquí la siento fría, madre.
Te digo. No lo acerques.
No.
Hombre, esto está bien helado. Te mira. Espérate, mi vida. No lo acerques para acá, ¿eh?
No. A ver, mira. ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Qué está pasando aquí? ¿Qué está pasando aquí?
¿No está muy caliente?
No. Sí, sí está, pero nomás le estoy poniendo poquito así. Y le caliente su cabecita.
Ya hasta que se te quite todo.
La otra no.
Amor, ya. No, está bien calientito. bonito, ya como uno bebecito.